Welcome to the Mrs. Silva Reading and Writing Show. So today with Tone of Voice, we're talking about connecting to your audience, which is a really, really important thing. You want whatever you're writing to connect to your audience. For example, if you see a commercial for a toy and it makes you really, 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 really want it, that toy has connected, or that commercial has connected with you. It's connected with the audience, and that's exactly what it wanted to do. If you're super hungry and you see an advertisement for a McDonald's McFlurry, Oreo McFlurry, and you're like, wow, I should really go get one of those. That commercial has connected with you. It's connected to its audience. Commercials do that, but writing does that as well. So let's take a look at how we can connect to our audience through our writing. So today we're going to be looking at we're going to want to establish that the audience will connect with what I wrote. You want your audience to connect with what you wrote. So how do you want your audience to connect to your writing? Do you want them to go out and do something about it? Do you want it to help bring about change to something? Do you want them just to enjoy the reading and just make them feel good and happy? Do you want to make them feel sad or upset or angry? What is your purpose, and how do you want to connect that to your audience in your writing? So check out these faces in our book. We have Mr. Walnut, and he was mean, and he was thoughtless, and he was cruel. And then we look at our animals, and all of our animals, not just our little monkey here, but he was the best one. But looking at our animals, they were scared, they were bewildered, they were sad, and they were miserable. And then finally we have Mina, and Mina we talked about was our positive character. She most definitely was our protagonist in the story. She was kind, she was nice, and she was brave. Let's look at some words. Look at these words that were used. Outrageous, eerily, and embarrassed. So when we look at both our pictures here and we look at our words, we might get the feeling of something dark or dismal. We might see some depressed faces, brighter toward the end, of course, and some smiles on faces at the end. But all of those elements, the faces, the words, they all helped us to connect to the book in some way, some form or fashion. And so you may have connected with Mina, you may have connected with Mr. Walnut, or you may have connected with some of the animals. So how did you connect? Think about it right now. How did you connect to Mr. Walnut? Have you ever had a really dark or depressing day and it's changed into a much happier and smiling day? So again, you can connect in different ways. It doesn't have to be that you're keeping all the animals in the cages or something like that, but have you ever had a rough day? Have you ever had a day that you were scared to go outside, maybe not because of your bald head, but because you didn't want to go to school because you were embarrassed of something? And then by the end of the day, your attitude may have changed and you could have connected that way. How did you connect to Mina? Are you brave? Are you kind? Do you love animals? Do you have a bunny stuffed animal? How did you connect with Mina? How did Anna Wan, our author, allow you to connect with her writing? And finally, to the animals. Have you ever been bewildered or sad or miserable or even scared, just like the animals? In books and even in movies and commercials, you can connect with animals too. And you might have had some of those same feelings, and those may bring out some of those same feelings that you've had before. So in all writing, you want your characters, whatever you're saying, to connect with your audience. We're going to pause right now for a brief commercial break.
Have you ever wanted a pet but didn't want the responsibility of taking care of one?
Feed them every single day. You have to walk them every single day.
You have to play with them every single day. Go get it.
That's when I discovered Cam's World of Pets. I can go there and get any pet that I want and never have the responsibility of taking care of one again. I don't have to feed them. I don't have to walk them. And I can still play with them, but they don't bother me if I don't play with them. So I can go to Cam's World of Pets and not have the responsibility of taking care of pets. So come on down to Cam's World of Pets if you want a pet without having the responsibility of taking care of a pet. We'll send you home with the best pet ever. A pet that takes no responsibility, no feeding, no bathing, no walking, and you can still have lots of fun with them. So come on down. We'll see you soon.
For a 20% off coupon, check out our ad.
So now it's your turn. You're going to create an advertisement for your very own pet shop. You can name it whatever you like. You can add colors. You can add a slogan, however you wish to do it. Your ad must contain 2 to 3 sentences that personally connect to your audience to sell your pet shop to its audience. Your audience that you're trying to connect with needs to be clear. We need to know, are you trying to connect with children? Are you trying to connect with adults? Are you trying to connect with just girls or just guys or animals? What audience are you trying to connect with? Through your sentences and through your pictures, you can be very clear with that. You don't have to say, I am connecting with. Instead, use words and sentences that would connect with that specific audience. You also need a picture that clearly connects with your audience. So if you are doing a sad commercial or want to pull at the heartstrings, you're going to do a sad picture. You're not going to do a happy picture. But if you want to do a happy ad that makes everyone walk away thinking, wow, that was wonderful, then you're going to do something joyful. You're going to do a picture that's happy. So again, it must contain 2 to 3 sentences that personally connect to your audience to sell your pet shop. Your audience that you're trying to connect with needs to be clear, and you must have a picture that clearly connects with your audience. You're going to upload it to Schoology. You can see my example, which will be attached in Schoology as well, but you cannot copy my example. So you should not be copying my example, but you can use it as a guide for what you need to do. This can be hand-drawn or it can be done on a computer, but I want you to be creative with it. So be as creative as you can. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out thing, but I want you to make sure that you include those 3 must-haves as you go for it. So enjoy and have fun.
Thank you for joining us on the Mrs. Silva Reading and Writing Show. We'll see you next time.